Hey everyone, welcome to another Victor Makes a Character. I know it's been a while. I think it's been a couple of weeks. I've been busy writing mostly, but I figured I owed you guys another video. So I decided that on today's menu is the game Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I think Thirsty Sword Lesbians is a powered by the Apocalypse game, which I've never played one of those. I've never even looked at it. I'm pretty much jumping in blind. But yeah, it should be interesting. Yeah, let's get started, shall we? So, Thirsty Sword Lesbians by Evil Head Productions and Gay Spaceship Games. Okay. Contents. Yeah, let's see. Make a character. Making characters. Step 1, choose playbooks. Oh, let's go do the introduction first, though. Introduction. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Thirsty Sword Lesbians battle a tyrannical ruler when her enforcers march down from the frosty north. They rocket through the stars to safeguard diplomats, ending a generations-old conflict. They sip tea together and share shy glances at the corner cafe until they need to take up their swords to defend their community. Even in conflict, they seek peace with their opponents, and sometimes connect more deeply than anyone expects. Your thirsty sword lesbians may be fantasy heroes or may inhabit a galaxy of laser swords and starships. Anywhere that swords cross and hearts race, thirsty sword lesbians are there. Okay? Love, swords, and adventure. A sword duel can end in kissing. A witch can gain her power by helping others find love. And an entire campaign can be built around wandering matchmakers flying from planet to planet. A positive community. Whether it's an entire planet, a knightly order, or just a coven to which the protagonists belong, they are part of a community that embodies important ideals worth fighting for, even as you strive to make it better. Misogyny, transphobia, racism, and other forms of bigotry are not the norm here, though they may be the norm elsewhere if the players wish to confront these issues. Being a thirsty sword lesbian. As a thirsty sword lesbian, you can change the world for the better by acting with integrity and compassion. Fight when something is worth fighting for. Redeem or seduce adversaries. Make out, dance, and carouse. Solve problems with courage, wit, and style. Deliver zingers and bon mots. I have no idea what a bon mot is, but I mean, I'm sure it's something good. Make lasting friends and enemies. Ready? Let's go. Okay, so that sounds straightforward enough. Kind of setting agnostic, I guess. Just kind of, do whatever you want, be it fantasy or sci-fi. Making characters, page 44. 44. There we go. Making characters. The player characters are the stars of the story. Once you know what the setting is like, you're ready to make characters in a few simple steps. Step 1. Choose a playbook that represents the emotional conflict and archetype you want to embody. Step 2. Fill out the prompts on your playbook, picking your NPC's abilities and defining their look, name, and pronouns. Step 3. Introduce your character to the other players. Reveal enough of their inner conflict for the other players to understand what you're hoping to explore. Step 4. Use the relationship worksheet to flesh out some history between the PCs. Well, it's just going to be me, so we'll see if I even get to do that. But Step 1. Choose playbooks. Each PC is created using a playbook. Each playbook describes a broad archetype of a character, with enormous room for customization. Look for the playbook whose central emotional conflict is one you're interested in exploring in the story. For instance, the trickster desires closeness but fears vulnerability. The spooky witch is friends with monsters but wants to be accepted by others. The infamous has a villainous past and is trying to do better in a world that holds them to a higher standard than others. Within those broad strokes, your character can be anything that makes sense in the genre of the story your group is looking to tell. In a fantasy setting, there's no reason the trickster can't use magic as the flavor for their powers. If you're Thirsty Space Lesbians, you can have a laser sword, and your Nature Witch can commune with artificial environments and robots as well as biomes and animals. Each playbook includes some example archetype that you can use for inspiration. Players must each choose a unique playbook. The universe can't handle two scoundrels or beasts. A good way to make sure everyone ends up with a playbook that they like is to give everyone a chance to look them over, then ask each player to identify 2 or 3 playbooks they're excited about. Generally, laying these preferences out is enough for the group to find an arrangement that makes everyone happy. Well, let's look at the playbook over there. So we've got the Beast. The Beast follows their truth and their passions, which puts them in conflict with civilization and civilized norms. Unless they give up what makes them special and powerful, they cannot make themselves acceptable to that civilized society. The central conflict is living their truth versus fitting in with the dominant social order. Well, they're dressed very bright in 80s, so I don't know, maybe dress better. You probably won't be excluded. No, I kind of like the outfit. It's very bright. Yeah, that looks cool. The Chosen. The Chosen playbook revolves around special status, relationships across social strata, and the crushing expectations of fate, family, or the adoring public. The central conflict is inner truth versus crushing social expectations. That doesn't really sound for me, but whatever. I'll look at them more closely once I settle on one. The Devoted. The Devoted is a selfless protector committed to a person or cause. The central conflict lies in pitting this devotion against self-care. So they're kind of like a paladin, I guess, in high heels. The Infamous. The Infamous once participated in wicked deeds, but they've become fiercely righteous in trying to atone. The central conflict arises from the lasting consequences of their past actions and beliefs versus their new convictions. Will they repair the harm they caused? Will they seek forgiveness, or will they despair? Will they find a new place to belong? That sounds pretty cool. The Nature Witch. The Nature Witch is deeply connected to their environment and less experienced when it comes to people. They're either new to socializing or are newly exploring what it feels like to socialize as their true self. The central conflict will revolve around the growth that their explorations will require from them and those who love them. Okay. Kind of look like a halfling. The Scoundrel. The Scoundrel is a hero of action and intense physicality. Their sword fights are punctuated by banter and flirtation, and end in kisses as often as they end in bloodshed. Their central conflict lies in the urge to explore new horizons versus committing to purpose or security. So kind of like a female Zorro type. Okay, that's pretty cool. The Seeker. The Seeker comes from a toxic society and has found a new community in which they belong, in which to belong and grow. It would help if I could read, but that central conflict pits tradition and upbringing against justice and developing their personal values. So kind of like a mousy girl just trying to seek her true self, I suppose. The Spooky Witch. The Spooky Witch is a weirdo who does their own thing while craving connection. They found that many monsters are quite friendly if you give them a chance, but befriending them brands you a monster as well. Their central conflict lies in navigating pressures to conform versus their own desires or those of their monstrous friends. Very hot topic. The Trickster. The Trickster is devious and calculating. They fear closeness, sincerity, and vulnerability. If they show you the truth of their heart, they'll be wearing a mask to do it. The central conflict lies in desiring closeness while fearing vulnerability. Okay, so that's all of them. You know what? I think I'm gonna do the Spooky Witch. So, yeah, Spooky Witch. Let's get back to how to do this for now. Step 2. Fill out the playbooks. After picking playbooks, each player fills in the blanks and customizes their character. Specify your character's name and pronouns. All pronouns are welcome and valid in this game. Choose the column of stats you find most appealing and modify it by adding +1 to 2 stats of your choice, recording the totals in your stats column. Okay. Circle an item from each of the 3 aesthetics categories. Read over any special rules and playbook moves and make all the decisions prompted. You start with some playbook moves pre-selected. These are denoted by a marked box. You also choose 1 or more additional playbook moves. Fill in the empty circles next to the moves you select. When you filled out everything in your playbook, pause and wait for the rest of the group. You do the last step together. Okay, so let's get started, I guess. Name. Well, they're a witch, so... okay, I got one. Eucalypta Fawn. There you go, that sounds like very witchy. Her name is Eucalypta Fawn. They, them. Okay. Okay, aesthetics. Circle or invent 1 for each. Well, there's no... I don't see anything to circle here. It's kind of weird that they make it fillable, but then, they don't give you... let's see. Can I highlight? There we go. Playful demeanor. Darken and black clothes. And a thirsty sword, because, Oh, no. How do I undo that, please? There you go. There you go, a Thirsty Sword, because I am playing Thirsty Sword Lesbians, so that makes sense to me. Starting stats. Choose 1 column of stats, then add 1 each to do 2 different stats. Record your choice on the next page. Okay, select. No, hand, there we go. Choose 1 column of stats, then add 1 each to 2 different stats. Okay, hang on. Not. Oh, no, I get it. These are the columns. Yeah, okay, now I see. I was confused for a moment. I'll do the first column. So and then okay, so +1. I'll put the base stats in first. +0. -1. +1. +1. So daring is skill at arms, forcefulness. Grace is elegance and agility. Heart is emotional awareness and expression. Wit is cleverness and knowledge. Spirit is integrity and metaphysical power. So I get to add a +1. So I'm going to put 1 in daring and +1 in grace. She doesn't have any heart. Oh, well, they don't have any heart. Conditions, okay. Oh, those are just like if something happens, I guess. Conditions are angry. Let me zoom in a little bit, actually. Conditions are angry, frightened, guilty, hopeless, and insecure. And then we got the experience bar over here. Okay, so what do I do next? Aesthetics. Where are the aesthetics? So where are the aesthetics? Okay. Circle an item from each of the 3 aesthetics categories. Oh, I already did that. Never mind. I am dumb. Okay, playbook moves. Start with the move marked and choose 2 more. So the marked one is I like snails. When you are smitten with someone and figure them out, blurt out something weird and let them ask you a question from the list. Then ask them another question from the list, even on a 6-. Okay. Astral dance. When you dance across the boundary into the realm beyond, describe it and roll plus grace. 10+. You and a small number of others who dance with you arrive at a distant destination of your choice. 7 to 9. You don't arrive where you intend. You arrive almost too late, or you lose something important in the process. The GM will tell you which. So it's kind of like a teleportation, and it can fail. Okay. Divination. When you have time and safety to read the unseen truth of someone present, describe your divination process and what makes it conspicuous. The GM will tell you something interesting about the person or the obstacles they face that they don't know. Then roll spirit. 10+. If you tell the truth, they clear a condition. If you lie, gain a string on them. 7 to 9. They learn the truth and clear a condition. Okay. Dreamwalk. When you touch an unconscious, sleeping, or willing subject, you can see an impression of their thoughts and appear in their dreams. You may roll spirit to figure out or entice them in this state. Eerie companion. You have a little pet monster or spirit. Choose 2 basic moves. The companion grants you a +1 to these moves when it assists you, but its assistance is always obvious and alarming to ordinary people. In addition, you can speak with monsters. And friends in weird places. You are friends with some odd people, folks that others might consider not people at all. Name 3 of them. For each one, write down 1 thing they're good at, 1 reason why everyone else is afraid of them, and what you like to do together when you hang out. Okay. When you call on them for help, the GM tells you what they provide. Give them a string on you and mark the favor next to their name. Whenever significant time passes, one of your friends with marked favor will need help from you. Clear their favor if you help. Mark a condition if you don't. Okay. Talk nerdy to me. You may roll wit instead of heart to entice someone. In addition, choose an area of study that holds special interest for you. You have top-tier knowledge of this area and are always prepared with an interesting fact, and sometimes even a useful fact, when you come across something within your expertise. The GM will provide the information or invite you to make something up. Witchfire. You may roll spirit instead of daring to fight, but you're very conspicuous when you do. The consequences of a 6- will be severe. Well, I like Eerie Companion. I got to pick 2, right? Yeah, pick 2 more. I'm going to do Eerie Companion and Dreamwalk, because I like the idea of having a little monster, and appearing in people's dreams is always funny. So, yeah. So what is this? Truths of Heart and Blade. I'm not sure what this is because it doesn't say yet. Why did I bring up the snails? When you become smitten with someone, say, say why, give them a string, and answer this question. What obvious thing about you are you sure would make them reject you? Okay. Whispered secrets. When you figure out a person during a physical conflict, you may additionally ask one of these questions, even on a 6-. What makes you insecure? What haunts you? Okay. And then the unseen. The unseen are mysterious beings most cannot perceive. Their very existence may be debated, but you know the truth because they have spoken to you. You know that some are kind and some are dangerous, that they have abilities and limitations that differ from normal people, and that you find yourself in between. Work with your GM to define what the unseen are, or what your spooky witch thinks they are. They could be friendly spirits, face-shifted aliens, psychic remnants, glitched-out nanites, angry poltergeists, or something totally other. When did you first interact with them? What do you think they want? Other playbooks cannot take this move as an advance. Commune with the unseen. When you perform a ritual to commune with the unseen, give a dangerous unseen a string on you and wall spirit. I'll have to look up what a string is because I have no idea. Choose 2. +10, choose 2. Hide something in the unseen world. Learn something important from the unseen. Temporarily alter the unseen nature of a place. Ask a question from figure out a person of anyone, anywhere, if you can name one of their deceased loved ones. Okay. Learn the recent history of an object you hold. That one sounds useful. Choose on a 7 or 9. Choose 2 from the +10 list, but choose one thing that goes awry. Restless unseen calls a hunting. Hungry unseen destroy all non-sentient life in a small area. Okay, so like all the plants and stuff die, I guess. Stern unseen judge you, inflicting a condition. Cool. Alright, well, I think I have everything that I currently need to do. So let me see. Excuse me. Step 3, introductions. When everyone is ready, take turns introducing your character to the other players. Say their name and pronouns, describe what they look like, and a little bit about their personality. Share their emotional conflict, even if the other characters don't necessarily know all about the angst and dark secrets. It's helpful for the other players to know enough that they can help set up situations that play into the plots and feelings you want to explore. Hello, Victor. I am Victor. And my character is Eucalypta Fawn, they, them. They are a curvy green witch, like a curvy version of the Wicked Witch from, The Wizard of Oz. But she's probably not, she probably doesn't get hurt by water. But, she's hot and green. And, or they are hot and green. They're, let me see. We look. They're a little bit cold-hearted. Yeah, I've got to look here. I need to look at the stats real quick. They're a little bit cold-hearted, a little bit stern, but they seem pretty strong and fit, and they're certainly feisty. Their emotional conflict is that they have trouble connecting to normal people. They feel a lot more kinship with the monsters of the world, and they're never sure how to talk to like other humans. That's it really. Oh, thank you, Victor. That's good to know. Yeah, you're welcome. Step 4, relationships. Each playbook comes with specific prompts to help establish the starting relationships and history among the PCs. Your GM might also use a custom set of relationship prompts connected to the specific scenario they plan to run. Give each player a copy of the relationships worksheet and take turns proposing relationships, starting with whoever feels inspired. If the other player agrees to it, then you've established some shared history. Remember, you can always say no to a proposed relationship, and if one of the prompts on your playbook doesn't feel good or doesn't fit the characters, cross it off and come up with something else that makes sense. At the end, give each other character 0, 1, or 2 strings on you. A string means they have emotional influence over you. Oh, there we go. Now they explain strings. Either because they understand you, because you care what they think, or for some other reason. Developing the character's history is an important part of play, and it's a lot of fun too. If you have the time, use all 3 of your relationship prompts to develop a juicy, plot-laden network of relationships among the PCs. If you're playing a one-shot and are pressed for time, you can instead have each player choose to propose just 1 or 2 relationships and then dive into a scenario. But you lose a bit of depth, and characters will have fewer strings to help and tempt one another, at least at first. Okay, so how do I do the relationship stuff? Let me read this again real quick, absorb it. Is this the relationships worksheet? No, that is the... I don't seem to have the relationships worksheet, so looks like I'm gonna have to skip that part for now. It's not like I have other players to work off anyway. This is basically just to take a peek at the system. See, is there anything else I need to know? Yeah, this just describes the characters more. La 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 la. Yeah. That appears to be it. Really, that appears that that's all I can do solo. Plus, I appear to be missing the relationship worksheet. I'm sure it's somewhere, just I can't find it right now. But yeah, hopefully this quick video gave you guys some idea of how this game plays. Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I made the Spooky Witch Eucalypta Fawn. They them. As you could tell from this video, I'm not quite used to pronouns. I kept calling her a she, but I'm trying. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The whole thing. And I guess I will see you guys for whatever game I decide to do this for next. And hopefully that will be pretty soon, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you. Bye.